What's up, traders? Welcome back. Today is a spicy day again. Don't forget to smash those like buttons for the new stream. Subscribe if you haven't. Jump in the Discord. Check out Patreon. Let's go. Yo. Hey, yo. You heard that, handsome gentleman. Make sure you smash those like buttons. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Both of those things help this video reach more eyes. Let's do it. I promise if we get enough eyes, we won't have to make crappy thumbnails anymore. Hopefully you guys checked out that new video I put out today. Yes, it is awful, the thumbnail. So the way I view it is #1 thumbnail, #1 most awful thumbnail, #1 best TA. So, you know, you give and you get. Take a peek at that video after the stream. I'm probably not going to go over those things today again. A little teaser, make you have to go watch it there. It looks like we're live. I'm going to hopefully confirm that this time. Yesterday we went live, and for some reason, 15 minutes later, we actually went live. Okay, we've been live for 102 seconds. That's a good sign. Awesome. So you've liked, you subscribed. Discord link in the chat below. Get in there. We have 24/7 live stream. I'm going to put today's chart up there afterwards for you, your viewing pleasure to follow along after the stream. We've also enabled a airdrop room, so you're going to be getting free coins just for being in there. So check it out. Last but not least, Patreon. Check out Patreon, guys. I'm not going to go through a whole thing today, but Patreon, today's the day. Don't wait to join. Sign up. We have a lot of new members this month. It comes with a lot of value. Publishes of trade setups, technical analysis, micro market analysis, all kinds of good stuff. Lots of value in there. I put a lot of work into it. Love to see more of you guys join us. So shills out of the way. We got 102 watching with 52 likes. Let's get that up a little bit. We're going to hit our goal today at 420. We want 420 likes on every video. That's how we do. So let's go to the charts. Beautiful green day, it seems. I actually had an error in my portfolio software because a coin rebranded its name StormX. We actually looked at STMX, which turns out that's the new ticker. However, when I bought it, it was Storm. In my portfolio, I guess a new coin started trading called Storm, and woke up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, or at least my portfolio said hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that was quite a morning. Real quick, let's look at that STMX. So this is the coin. I didn't even know I had it when Luna B recommended or tipped for me to look at this. I didn't even know I had this. I didn't know that it had rebranded. During our live stream, we checked this chart out, and it was rallying. And we said, never buy the tops of green candles. That's how we do here. We wait for a pullback. And we said 4.2 cents. We have support. That might not be a bad place to look for a position. That trade has filled. It has filled at 4.2 cents. Has not been stopped out. The stop loss here is a little trickier than usual. Pretty much, I'm just looking down here at the bottom of this pole type flag. I likely can move this up, though, especially if into today this candle turns green and starts heading to the upside. Could look to just stop this out at just under 4 cents in today's low. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll find out how that plays out. So, to the corn, as we always start. As we always do. Beautiful. Looks like our crazy bullish signals no one's looking at, which is actually true, so it's not clickbait, might be coming into play here. Yesterday closed very strong. Today we've seen intraday red trading on the daily candle. Since then, back up, and we're trading at 52,000 as of this second right now. I think this chart's actually good. We'll stick with this bad boy. We'll stick with this one. Yeah, let's zoom out here to the weekly as we've begun a new week. That's right, a new week. Let me turn these tunes on. I get my in the zone tunes going. There we go. A little A little chill tune. Let's turn that up. Let me know if that's too loud. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat here today. Just trying to spread my wings as a creator, get a little better at what I do. Just like I've done every day with trading since before I can remember. All right. Weekly. What a weekly close, guys. When we were looking at this just 2 days ago, we were saying, man, it would be great to close over 49,200 on this weekly to get that bullish engulfed candle. Yesterday, closing very strong on this weekly. Could not ask for more. Check this out. Bottom wick. This went exactly as we planned, exactly as predicted. Not really, but RTA was on here. At the beginning of the week, we looked at that kind of ugly close we had last week, and we said, man, we have a new high. We don't have a lower low, but that candle isn't the best. So in this week, meaning closed yesterday, we want to see our high break, and we don't want to see our low break on the weekly. We got it. It was perfect. It's perfect. 50,500 was the previous weekly high. We broke through it. 46.3 below was the weekly low. Didn't get tested. We said whichever one of these breaks is likely going to be the direction this candle goes. Here we are. Things are looking awesome. I don't want everyone to get too hyped up. I'm hyped today. But we have something even specialer. Right here. Okay, good. Making sure. The 20 weekly, guys. The prophecy of the 20 weekly is coming true. As of today, as of this new weekly candle, the 20 weekly is no longer trending down. This was the only moving average of significance that we were looking at that was not pointing up. This was the indecision. This was the question. This was kind of the doubt of what's happening right now. After that close, we got it. Boom. Boom. Price would have to, in this week, move down below 42,000. So below our target of, below our, let's say, line of last defense, 42.2. Price would have to move down below that to change this. So now the 20 weekly's up. That's big news. This is a very nice sign to see, especially as we climb back up to our all-time high. Right now at 52, not much in the way above us. Really not much in the way above us. On the weekly, there's nothing. We have our 786 retrace sitting at 54.5. That could be a level where we see some selling, some profit taking, perhaps consolidation. But honestly, everybody, I think we're heading for resistance. So the weekly and monthly resistances here, we can really draw this as a zone. It's not exactly defined as one number like we'd like to do. Unfortunately, charts aren't always so clean. And the reason for this is we have our monthly resistance at 58.8. That's also the quarterly resistance. Yes. Quarterly resistance. So with 25 days to go to close this quarter, will our crazy, or sounded crazy at the beginning, prediction come true? That the quarterly is going to look to test that resistance at 58.8. Right now, it's hard to see it move any other way. I think price is going to, by the end of this month, look to move up to 58.8. That is wild. I guess for anyone new watching this, we'll just look at it real quick. There we are. This is the quarterly chart. We have been looking, since this turned green, we have been looking for that 58.8. The month, or the quarterly, shows us there shouldn't be any real significant levels in between, and it seems to be coming true. Pretty wild. Our prediction is, well, we can test it. If we broke it, keep going, sure, that'd be awesome. But something tells me that in the Bitcoin sense, what's the most probable is to move up to that level and close. Just make us doubt it. Maybe just below 58.8, but test it. And then into, what would it be, October, into the fourth quarter, which we have seen Bitcoin make its most volatile moves in the fourth quarter. Perhaps we see some kind of trade start to red. You know, we just open the new quarter, it goes red, people are like, I knew it was all bull. This bull rally is over. And then we see a wick and move up into the fourth quarter. I believe this is when we see the parabolic leg start. Now, it doesn't have to go this way, and if it doesn't go this way, that doesn't give us necessarily a bearish edge. we could see, honestly, it could close here and we could get a similar move into the fourth quarter, maybe less volatility than expected. And then into Q1 of next year, maybe that's when it starts. Bottom line, guys, I don't think we've seen the parabolic leg yet. That's what I was really saying in that video this morning. Hopefully you guys check that out. That's really what I was saying, is we see bull runs kind of split into two phases. The first phase is a linear climb. The second phase, let's start with the first one. The linear climb, typically we see slower gains. It takes longer. We have long periods of retracements, and then eventually we leave it. The second phase, the exponential, the logarithmic phase. This is where we get the terms blow off top. So in the first half, which usually comprises the majority of the time in a bull run, we see some amount of gains. And then in the second half is when we see the real gains, the ones that don't make sense. However, just like all good things, they come to an end. Yeah. I think time-wise, we are beyond halfway through this bull run. I think price-wise, we're not even close to half. The parabolic leg typically ends with an 100% move in a very short period of time. Honestly, 100K, that makes sense to me where we might see that begin. I'm still looking for 100K by the end of this year. Still am. But that's when you see the real FOMO. People are talking about greed. People are talking about FOMO, blah, blah, blah. Taxi drivers telling them about Bitcoin, whatever they say, doesn't matter. We have not seen the real euphoria. Real euphoria is any person enters the market, does anything, makes a ton of money, and they go, wow, I'm a genius, and they go all in. They just keep doing this, and it works, and it works, and it works. And then at the end of that phase, the market takes it all away. Takes it all away in one move. That's the blow off top. We have this is not a blow off top. A blow off top, you'll see an explosive, like I said, typically 100 move to the upside, 100% move double in a short period. You see a pullback, and the reason I think that was really compelling to me that 30K did not finish this market off is on that pullback. Everyone is going to buy. Not that many people were really looking at in May saying, wow, this is a great deal, I want in. At the blow off top, people are going to go, wow, Bitcoin's on sale, man. I've just been making money hand over fist day after day, and this is the lowest price. I'm going all in here. And what happens is you get some kind of capitulation looking thing. We saw this in 2018. It convinces everyone that we're still going, and it doesn't. Fails to make any new highs and just trails off, cools off, and we see a prolonged bearish period. This is, in my opinion, inevitable. I don't think it matters with institutions. I don't think it matters with big businesses getting in. Markets expand and contract. It's okay. It's not something to fear. The bear market really is, if you're a new trader this year, the bear market is really where you're going to find, in hindsight, where you made all your money. The bull market is only up. Everyone feels great, but everyone loses money. It sounds very counterintuitive. The bear market feels awful. But that's where fortunes are made. That's where fortunes are made. They're not really made in the bull run. They're made in the bear market. I still think the bear market, a good amount of time away. Not something I'm worrying about today, but just kind of rambling because it's an interesting topic. Let's get back to the charts. So our weekly did close. RSI, we do have a higher high here locally, but nothing really to write home about. Money flow, same condition, and really the only thing we have here on the weekly at all other than candlesticks is our momentum still going, still trucking, baby. The weekly was the only bullish time frame we had back in May, June, July. Nothing else. Everything else said, you should be careful, this looks like crap. Every time frame. The weekly even looked crappy, but it was giving us this. We talked about it over and over and over again, is, man, guys, nothing's really happening, but we're seeing that this selling momentum is very likely only going to wane off from here. We saw week after week after week of waning selling momentum. We can see that right here on our histogram. How many weeks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 9. At the beginning of August, we saw that momentum roll over, and now we're on 1, 2, 3, 4 closed, gaining momentum candles, potentially working on our 5th here, but 6 days to go. We really can't do any TA on the current candle. That is excellent. The weekly coming through clutch. Clutch for us. I love it. This was in the video. This was in our video today, and I said I wouldn't talk about it too much, but just real quick, here we are. We have not only a potential bullish kissing here on our moving averages on the weekly. Wildly bullish. As long as we can hold that 20 weekly, wild. We have seen crazy moves result from this setup time and time again. On Ichi. Oh god, there's too much awesome. Last week, held our KJ line. Price moved up. This is what we would expect. 46.8 still the price we want to stay above to stay in this trend locally, and we're going to look for that twist. The higher price moves, the faster this will twist, and the faster we'll get that signal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out that video from earlier today. I'll throw the link in the chat. It's actually in the video description also, but I'm not going to go over all that stuff. That's just a taste. Just a taste. Let's zoom on into the day. Today, reaching for new highs after a strong Sunday close. RSI, finally. Man, sorry about not streaming yesterday, guys. I had to help the lady do this craft thing, and really, time just got away from me. Took all my energy. I wish I would have, though, because we had a lot to talk about. New high in RSI on the daily. This is what we were looking for. This is what we wanted. This is what we were really hoping for. We had some fake outs. Like I said, it doesn't really matter how you draw this line. We can do it like this now. Cool. Either way, we're above this trend, and we've set a new high on the daily RSI. Until we did that, none of this mattered. It was still just doing this. As of yesterday and today, we got it. That's excellent. Trading is always a moving target, so of course, we have another one. Now we need to see RSI move up towards August 20th high, 69.1. So far, so good. So far, so good. This is actually not what I had hoped to see on our MACD here today, but that's okay. Ooh, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So we see the daily, similarly to the weekly that we just looked at, rolled over. We do have some issues. This is not perfect. It's not technically sound quite yet. Hopefully the 12 hour is going to have a little bit of info for us, because that has really been the signal we're waiting on. But what we can say here is, if we close with daily momentum gaining today, that's a good thing. If we look back to the last time this happened, we can say it's a good thing, but it's not enough to convince us quite yet, right? What is positive is we have a higher high versus that. But we are really going to hope we don't get this same thing. We don't want this again. One day of faking out, gaining momentum, falling back lower. With a higher high, that becomes less likely. We're going to have to see how it closes today. But we're going to want to see this trend continue. Similar to the weekly, we're going to want to see that momentum, not just for one day, but for many days, continue. That bullish divergence that we have been eyeing, playing out pretty clearly here. Do it that way. Our lows have come up continuously, consistently. And our lows on our indicators doing the opposite, coming down. That is bullish divergence. When price is coming up and RSI is moving down, when we're talking about lows, that is a bullish divergence. RSI doing the same thing, lower low. No lower low in price. Very bullish. Of course, I always say both sides of the TA, because, well, TA doesn't really favor one thing. It's objective, and to only look at one side of it is a mistake. We do have bearish divergence on our highs. We have to keep that in mind. Our RSI highs also have been coming down. So to really escape this situation, we need to see this happen. We need to see RSI not just move up past August 20th high. We need to see it move all the way up and set a new local high here. In fact, the higher RSI goes on the daily, the better. We really want to see this move up with price, and we want to see price break the all-time high. If we get that, 6 figures is a coming. If we get this set up, 6 figures. End of year, there's enough time. We'll see. Money flow on the daily. If you're a patron, you got a little insight Well, you got a lot of insight yesterday. Been going extra ham on Patreon this month. The daily is finally where we want it. It's a big deal. This is a really big deal. Market Cipher is telling us with strong confidence the daily is finally back in a position that we are looking for continuation. Money flow, this green line here, is what we were following, and what we were worried about is we saw a crest here in August, and then it began to trough again, began to drain back out. So money was entering the market, and then some was being taken back out. Then it re-entered, and some was being taken back out. And what we were worried about is if too much was taken out and we set a lower low here, likely we were going to see the daily roll over. And it really was looking like that back here at the end of August. It really was. It was a very real threat. But after yesterday and today, we can see we have a new money flow high. That is excellent. This is a signature of an uptrend. On any time frame, that's a signature of an uptrend. On the daily, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Our VWAP has come up. That's great. The only issue I have with this at all on the daily is, well, we still really haven't seen July 24th's VWAP be broken. So we want to see VWAP move higher. It doesn't actually have to, but it's going to be a signal for us that we are getting that big old money flow run. Daily is finally in good condition. This looked like crap forever, and it's excellent. It's excellent to see. So the 12-hour, I haven't even looked at it today, but the 12-hour on our MACD, I think it's going to have some interesting stuff for us, and I think it maybe will give us insight here. So fingers crossed. I literally haven't looked at it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Believe in the heart of the cards. Not yet. God. All right. I want to stop talking about this, but the market won't let me. So for days and days and days now, we've been watching this 12-hour MACD for a specific reason. We're seeing our highs come down and our lows come up. That is actually neutral. There's no bullish or bearish bias to this. It's neutral. Until we see our previous high or our previous low broken. So basically, the high on August 23rd that we've been talking about on the daily, and we can really take it from the 31st of August or the 27th. 27th is going to make me more comfortable. And we're looking for our histogram, our momentum here, to either break to a new high or to a new low. We haven't gotten it. Literally, it just keeps coiling in and in and in and in. And what could happen, we're not out of danger yet, though the daily would say this is less likely, is we could see this continue. That would be very neutral. If we look at price action right now, we would expect basically that kind of price action to continue. This slow climb, rounding top, not really a strong show, but still going deeper and deeper into retracing. And as that happens, our highs will come down. Our points we need to break will come down. So let's say today this is where it goes and it stops and then it goes red, goes like that. Our new high to break will be right here. And if that then moves up, our new low that we'll be looking at will be right here, wherever that low is. So it's going to just keep condensing and coiling. While this is neutral, our first close as a higher high or lower low will be a very good signal as to where the market's looking to go. And B, information about this is this tends to happen before very big moves. Very big moves almost always see some kind of coiling in price action and indicators. And what it's really doing is it's building up potential energy for whichever direction it plans to break. Talking about it like it's a person. It's not a person. But this is still, I'd really hoped with that run yesterday that this 12-hour would be up here. If it was up above and had broken this high, I'd be yelling about numbers right now. But we haven't gotten it yet. We're on track. We're going to keep an eye here. This is, again, the 12-hour MACD. Market Cipher, money flow, Market Cipher, leaving a little to be not what I'd like. So the 12-hour really is remaining undecided here. We do see what we didn't see on the daily is we have a lower low down here. So money flow was suggesting it's going to roll over. Then we saw some of this buying recently, and we have moved up past our most local high, but this still isn't convincing yet. This still kind of looks like it wants to roll over. It's going to need to push up a lot. So that actually lines up with what we're seeing on the MACD. We need to see a higher high here, and we need to see a higher high on MACD. They likely would happen at the same time anyway. But they're both kind of arguing that same uncertainty. Positives here is we do have a higher high in our momentum, coming off a lower low in our momentum. So this is kind of doing that same coiling. It's interesting. That 12-hour seems very fancy on this pattern. RSI on the 12, looking way better. Looking way better. So actually, this did happen. Maybe this is a little piece of evidence. Maybe this is a little evidence that the 12-hour will do what I just described. We were watching this as well. Doesn't matter how you want to call this as a pattern. I would call it, it just doesn't matter. We were seeing lower highs and slightly lower lows on our RSI on the 12-hour, and we were waiting for this trend line to break. We had been faked out before, and we were faked out again. However, in the last, 36 hours, we got what we wanted. So back here, we were hoping to see this. A move above our trend, our high trend, and then a back test to it, and then a move again to break that high. We have it right here. Very visible. Very visible. You faked out again, moved back up, back tested, you went higher. You're not quite out of the woods yet. This would be awesome if you were. While you did beat the high, both highs of this fake out, which is very bullish, you still need to set a higher high. And we can argue this, but it's going to be more significant to see back here. Again, August 23rd. So we want that 12-hour to continue moving. If it can breach 67, this chart is full bull mode. If we can get that, that's pretty spicy. This back test, this bump and run, very confidence building for me. And more importantly, the fact that RSI seems very uninterested in moving below 50 still. Now back up in 60 in bull territory. This just looks bullish, man. It looks bullish. You can see all that time we spent floundering around May through July. RSI barely could ever reach 50. It was immediately sold off over and over and over again, going back to oversold status. So remaining up here, regardless of what you want to call it pattern-wise, very bullish. I think that suggests that we should be watching that money flow in MACD on the 12, because it's hinting it might be coming. Might be coming. All right, 12, that's really all there is on here. That's all there is. Just following the TK, following our trendsetter. Today, that is at 50,300. So, really, we can go that low today. I'm not seeing it happening at the moment, but that would be nothing. It'd be a nothing burger. 50,300, still perfectly in trend. What we wouldn't like to see today, though, is maybe a move below 49.3. 49.3, we enclose. Yes, we've done that before and broke back up, but it's better to stay away from those. You really want to see wicks. You don't want to see, like back here, this is a perfect example. If you move that low, you want to see a wick and run. We're hanging out after what looks like consolidation. This chart has been just looking better and better every day. I was like the first to admit, maybe not the first, but I definitely was admitting back here, there's nothing bullish about this chart yet. There's nothing on the chart that looks bullish, but I didn't change my view because that's just how Bitcoin works. We were still looking for 48, but that has changed. Now the chart, while it's not 100% bullish, we have bearish stuff going on too. That's changed. Now we have a considerable bullish show, let's say. Say it's a show. Down to the 4. Should we go to the 4? Yeah, I think we did the 6 recently. Maybe we should do like the 8. Let's do the 8. How's the 8 look? I'm glad we looked at the 8. Ha! Ha! So what we were looking for on the 12, we have on the 8. This is amazing. We want to see this. In TA, you want to see big time frames suggest something. And then you want to find supporting evidence as you zoom in. This 8-hour supporting evidence for the 12-hour, the daily, the RSIs we were just talking about. And the reason for that is it did what we wanted. We want the 12 to do that it hasn't done yet. Same thing. It was in a downtrend, lower highs. We're seeing lower lows. It broke our downtrend, and we got the back test. We got a bump. Then we got a run. We broke our high. More importantly, we have a higher high, boys and girls. We have a higher high. There it is, 8 hours, higher high. This may translate out. This may push. This may translate. This may roll into, I don't know what the word is, into the 12, into the daily, because we're looking for the exact same pattern to happen. The 8 hours done it. That does suggest that the 12 and daily may look to do it next. That's very exciting. I did not expect to see that. Money flow actually looking very strong here. On the 8 hour, very strong. We're not into super strong territory yet. We haven't really approached our previous highs here, but we saw money flow briefly roll over into negative. Money was leaving the market. That changed September 2nd. Money started re-entering the market, and we don't have any signs of this slowing. This is beautiful. This is what you want to see. You just want to see higher highs, higher lows, and just coast up. As that happens, money enters the market faster and faster, and that's how you get them rallies, man. MACD does not look super awesome, but it did do what we were looking for recently on the 12. We were just looking at that. Let's draw it this way so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. This isn't quite as clean. So basically we had our highs coming down and our lows coming up. And here in September, we broke our high. That's what we want on the 12. This doesn't look super great. It was looking to roll over. Momentum was waning off on the buying side before seemingly yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Right here, momentum faked out. It said, nope, we tricked you. We showed you we were going to roll over. We didn't. Now we're back. Now we're gaining momentum. There it is. That happened yesterday too. So what I was going to say, this just changed. And it just changed back good. Thank you, Bitcoin. So I can give this example. Right now, we may be losing momentum. We don't count the candles until they close. So this is too far away to count as waning or gaining momentum. It would not surprise me to see this flip back and forth multiple times today from gaining to waning. Gaining being bright blue, waning being dark blue. However, these are so close. Me thinks that by the end of the day, this close is gaining. So our daily close is actually going to have a few things to look at for us. One of them going to be the 8-hour MACD here. If that closes and gaining momentum, everything starts to add up. We don't have it yet. But that would be beautiful. 4 in a row. That'd be what we want to see. RSI looking good. Money flow looking good. MACD looking sketch. It's looking sketch. It's not quite there yet. Down to the 4. We're going to go through these quicker. Don't worry. Or I don't know. I'm not in a rush. Are you in a rush? 8 hours fine. 4 hours fine. Okay. 4 hours beastin'. Beastin'. I need to get a haircut. That's why I'm wearing the hat. Pro Tom Crown tip. If I'm ever wearing this hat, it's because I need a haircut. 4 hours, same thing as 8. We have higher highs. We've even re-entered overbought territory. Here's an important takeaway on the 4 hour here. We entered overbought territory 1, 2, now 3 times. We did not move back to oversold. That is incredibly bullish. The more times that you can move to overbought on a time frame before moving to oversold, the more bullish it becomes. The same is true in the opposite. If this was upside down and we were seeing tests here of oversold without returning to overbought, that'd be very bearish. That's really similar to the daily or 12-hour RSI we looked at from May until July. But we're in the opposite scenario. You can see here 4 hours gone a little lower, but in general is remaining above the 50 line, remaining bullish. That's a great sign. Oh, I'm nervous because the 4-hour looks decent. I never trust the 4-hour. I have issues. We had trip to money flow. It rolled over, but that was very brief. We rolled back over to buying, or to money flow entering the market. VWAP is angled up. 4-hour looks bullish here on money flow on our market cipher indicator, but I don't trust the 4-hour. One thing that's very nice is we do have a very high, very high, man. Very high. Move on our oscillator. That is confidence building. I just don't trust the 4. The 4 just seems to run against the market all the time. Momentum closed waning and may close waning again here for the 3rd candle in a row. It's not really a big deal. But we are starting to see some levels. Let's see, locally on the 4-hour, sitting right at 51.82. We're going to have a little resistance here. That may be a zone between 51.24 and 51.789. It's going to be difficult to determine really which candle close you want to use. I like to use the ones closest to price, so I'm going to stick with this one. Oh, that's pretty fancy, isn't it? That's nice. This wick was nice. On the 4-hour, look at this. The 4-hour is not to be trusted, boys and girls. It's just not to be trusted. We had 1, 2. Is that right? 1, 2. I thought there was a 3rd one. For some reason. I don't know. We had 1, 2 of these awesome fake out kicker bullish hammer candles moving us up higher. This one, not quite the same, but maybe repetition of that same pattern. If that's going to happen here, we would expect what? Not a lot of action here on this 4-hour. Sideways trading, maybe closing red. And then within 2 or 3 candles, that would be the first 2 4 hours of the next day. If this pattern repeats, we would look for that upside move. So that would put it at 8 to 4 in the morning EST time tomorrow. Wait, 8 p.m. today to 4 in the morning tomorrow EST time, if we're following that pattern. 4-hour, our indicators look good. I just don't trust them. Never trust that 4. Let's go to the 1. Oh, yeah. This is where it looks real good. Oh, yeah. Are you guys liking what you're seeing? I'm liking what I'm seeing. We have something that we love to see here. Higher lows retesting a horizontal resistance. Another example of it breaking up right here in front of us. This just happened. And if we zoom in to price action today, we don't necessarily have that yet. But we have potentially the makings of it. We have multiple tests of that 51,800 level. What we would like to see here is, okay, let's not trade below 51,000. Let's keep our lows moving up. And honestly, do whatever you want after that. You can squiggly around all you want. As long as we keep retesting this resistance, each time the probability of it breaking to the upside increases. That looks great. Look at how perfectly shelved this is. It's so clean. It's so very clean. Right here. Such a flat top. Everything with a flat surface on charts tends to break in that direction. Flat top above us tend to break to the upside. That can change, as I said. We don't want to see a trade below our 51,000 wick because that wouldn't go along with the pattern we've seen. But let's keep Let's just keep testing that. This has the potential for. We were looking at this the other day at a different point. This has potential. This has potential. You have a neckline. You can see this 4-hour candle and the 4-hour candle back here rejecting from said neckline, finding resistance. And so to complete an inverse head and shoulders, this is what we would expect to see. We would expect to see a low coming off this test. Preferably, but doesn't actually invalidate it or anything. I like to see the right shoulder stay above where the left shoulder is, so 51,476. If we see this, we are going to look for a very special trade signal. We're going to look for a break of 51.8 And then we're going to look for a back test. A back test of 51.8 with a stop below your shoulder line could be a very intelligent trade. Very intelligent. So let's take a look at our indicators. Is it lining up? No bearish divergence. For once ever, Bitcoin on a high. Seemingly never happens. Bitcoin on its high on the hourly here, no bearish divergence. Rock and roll. Rock and freaking roll. Money flow, beautiful. Beautiful money flow here on the hourly. Very similar to back here from August 2nd. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows. Now trending back up. We see our momentum caught at 0. These can lead to very strong moves. And now we want to watch this happen. We want to take that high, push higher. But that's the smooth gradient, smooth curve, smooth line, trend, whatever, that we like to see. Very bullish on the hourly there. Add that to our MACD, man. That is rolling over after painting bearish or bullish divergence again. Uh-oh, now the chart's getting too bully. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not too bully yet, but it's pretty bully. Lower low on our MACD versus our previous swing low on the 5th. That is bullish divergence. Bam. Seems to be appearing on many time frames right now. Make this yellow. Seems to be appearing on many time frames right now. That's an excellent sign. What this is showing us, essentially what bullish divergence is one, it only looks at lows. You can only find bullish divergence on lows. And two, what it implies is, well, markets expand and contract. That's just the nature of them. Nothing can exponentially increase forever. It's impossible mathematically. So they ebb and flow. And this allows them to move in one direction or the other over time. What this is saying is, well, we had a flow. We had a trough. Let's call it a trough. We had a trough event where sellers entered the market, pushed price down, sold their coins, right? Then we had another event of that here. More sellers, stronger selling, more intense, faster, higher volume, whatever you want to call it, however you judge it. This was more intense than this. And so that is bullish because sellers could push price to here, and then sellers here with more firepower couldn't push the price lower. So they were essentially running into a wall. That is why bullish divergence is bullish. I think it's not really something that makes sense when we just think about it. But basically it's more firepower to the downside, dealing less damage. So they're losing the battle. If we want to just kind of analyze it in a bubble. Hopefully that helps some people understand it. We don't have bullish divergence on our RSI. That's okay. Often MACD and RSI will disagree. When they agree, it's actually really nice. It doesn't happen that often. So RSI showing us that, MACD not. What do we even have here? This just looks like reaccumulation to me. Like, you have your little river. You have your river here. You have your high point. You have your low point. You have your river. You cross the river. And what? Right about here? It's like 50.5. Yep, that was our number. Now what you want to see is consolidation. Just highs coming down, lows coming down. It doesn't have to look like that, but essentially just hanging out, trading sideways above that resistance. That looks like accumulation. This is like a textbook accumulation pattern. Hourly looking solid. Looking very solid. Look at the 45 and the 15, just real quick. 45 showing us bullish divergence on RSI and MACD. That's nice. We didn't have that on the hourly. Money flow is beautiful. That lines up with what we're seeing on the hourly. So far, midterm, looking bullish. Looking bullish on our midterm, I would say, into the end of this day. Ooh, we do have a little fake out here. How much time left? 12 minutes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Money flow says don't care. We do have a potential fake out here. I don't like that. You can see this began to roll over, and in this candle, with 12 minutes to go, we're adding back some selling momentum. I want to see this 45-minute close above 51. We don't want to see a bearish engulf here on this 45-minute. 51.72. Let's go to that 30. How's the 30 looking? Not too shabby. 30-minute just closed 5 minutes ago. Money flow not quite as strong. Dang it. Dang it. We see a lower high. We don't have a lower low yet, so this isn't locked in. But any kind of downside continuation in the next few 30-minute candles here likely to spell downwards. Ugh, that's ugly too. MACD, not a lot of strength here. Really failing to push up higher. And now we're seeing momentum potentially wane off after really not putting in a big battle. Sellers really trying hard on that dip there. Likely, though, that caused some exhaustion. 15-minute, not super decided. Hopefully the 12 and the 5 will give us more insight. 12-hour looking pretty healthy, though. It's pretty healthy. Money flow not giving us too much. We usually hope for more, but that's just saying, yeah, you got positive money flow, that's it. Lower high here, not ideal either, but we do see, as it's rolled over to selling momentum, this single candle fake out potential. I'd like to see buyers re-enter the market right here. Right here. That's telling me this value is important. And because it's such a slow, low time frame, let's see quick here. Such a low time frame. Breaking below 51.7. Going to look to move to that consolidation range, 51.5. We're down to our golden pocket. 51.42. See how that plays. Now that level hasn't been broken yet, but if we do break it, I would expect to see a retracement, whether that's to the 0.5, there we go, we broke it, or to the 618, that's where we would expect. That's the logical move. You don't often see 382 hold anything. When you do, it is strong. But something here, this is our 382. A reason I might give it a little more credence than usual is, well, we consolidated here. We had some trading, so there should be more support than usual. Typically at the 386, we don't see much trading. Potential bounce there. That's a rough call. That's a rough call. Let's look at the 5. The 5 may have all our answers. 5-minute looking to roll over. 5-minute not bully. Not bully on the 5. You see money flow rolling over. We see VWAP even threatening a second move to the downside. Though our lows are still coming down. Momentum on the 5 in selling mode. No signs of slowing at the moment. Not yet. Not great. But as long as we don't trade below the 0.5, we're going to paint a pretty fresh divergence there. We have a very low swing on MACD, and so far not a low swing in price. So that is a great example of what I was talking about, that potential exhaustion. Lots of firepower, not a lot of result. That's kind of what's happening here. This has taken a lot of firepower, but hasn't moved price significantly. Didn't even move it to the 0.5, didn't move it to the golden pocket. But it's expended a lot of energy to do this. That's what MACD is suggesting, in my opinion, there. Right at that 0.5. 0.5 likely where it's going to look to bounce, even if just temporarily. Bearish divergence on our highs here. 5-minute is definitely leaning bearish. Kind of summary, too long, didn't read. 5-minute, 12-minute, not really leaning bullish. Actually, 5-minute leaning bearish. As we move up in the time frames, though, that edge is moving towards bullishness. When you get to something like the 8-hour, all of a sudden it looks really strong. So to me, my interpretation is maybe we have, it is what, Monday, right? It's Labor Day. I don't like to trade this way, but in general, holidays aren't really big days for crypto. I don't know why. They usually just kind of bleed. Maybe that's what we're seeing here. But my interpretation is, into the end of this day, maybe we don't get a great close. Maybe we don't get a great close. We don't really need a great close. We may just get a doji here. Maybe similar to this one. That's what our very low time frames are showing us. Our higher time frames, though, they're looking for one thing. In my opinion, they're looking for just one thing. Up here, 58.8. Wild ride. What a wild freaking ride this has been. Alright, so there we go. I've finished the TA. It only took me how much time here? 50 minutes. Hey, I'm getting better. It used to take me an hour and a half. Then it started taking me an hour. Now I'm kind of down to 50 minutes. Bravo. All right, 400 watching. What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm out of the zone now. I've snapped out of my TA trance. We have it all recorded. And I'm ready to rock and roll. I want to know what you guys are feeling. What are you thinking? We got 56% feeling excited with 500 votes. Well done on the voting. Well done. That's a great show for the vote. 16% fearful. I'll say half of us are excited. The rest of us pretty evenly distributed, feeling fearful, neutral, nothing, or bored. Not bad. Not bad. I can't really draw any conclusion from that. I was kind of hoping to get something spicy. Let's close that poll up. And we're going to take a look at some other charts. We're going to look at the altcoins that you guys want to see. That's right. By you, the viewer. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to read the chat here and have something special for you guys that I want to share. Something special. I'm in a bunch of YouTube groups. One of them is a crypto group. And someone shared a song that they made. And I just like the beat. I think it slaps. It fits our genre of music for this channel. And so I want to play that for you guys. We'll do that here in a minute. Let me turn this off. We'll do that here for you guys in a minute. I think what we want to do, we haven't done this in a while. Let's have a good old-fashioned spam off. So I want to know what coins you guys want to see. And here's how we're going to do it. You are going to spam it. Spam the coin you want to see. You have 60 seconds. Whatever coins I see, we're going to throw them up on the chart. Well, we're going to throw up a poll. And the winner will look out first. So I see a Crow, I see an ADA, I see a Dot, I see an Eth, I see a Zach, I see a DexRP, a Link, an HBAR, a Banana, blah, 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 blah. Keep spamming. The ones I see the most, I'm going to throw onto this poll. And we're going to vote for the winner. See some Maddox. Thetas. Moonland. I don't know what that is. KSMs. Ooh, HBAR. Dojis. Ravens. Links. Don't you guys love the spam off? I do. Spam it up! Alright, we have 30 seconds. Spam your hearts out, ladies and gents. Spam them, spam them. Sadly, like, the large caps always win this because there's just more people looking at them. Alright. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, no more spamming. Well done. Well done. You guys spammed. You did your best. You did your best. Here's what I saw the most, and sadly, it's always like the same. That's okay. I saw ADA. I saw F. Hey, mods, you guys want to weigh in? What do you think? What do you think was the most numerous? Please don't just say the one you want to see. Let's see. Some things I haven't seen recently. Quant. Maybe that was all by the same person, though. They did a great job spamming. All right. You know what? I'll throw Hex. Hex gets on there. It might get a freebie if it can win the voting. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Moz, what do you think? There it is. We are done with the spammings. Let it simmer down. Simmer down. Simmer back now. Simmer back near. Well done. All right. I didn't see any mods say anything. ADA, XRP, yeah, I already got both of those. Alright. And don't worry, guys. Even if yours doesn't get chosen, thank you, Loud Motorcycle, if you guys heard that outside. Even if yours doesn't get chosen, we're going to do more. I like to have the spam off every once in a while. Throw it to a vote. So now our finalists, ADA, Eth, XRP, and Hex. Vote up. at the top. Whatever wins here in a few minutes. What we're going to do in the meantime while we're voting is I want to share that pretty cool thing with you. So first, we just pull it up on Spotify. I got to shout this guy out because it's his song. Well, I asked him if I could use it. He said it's totally cool. He didn't ask me to shout him out. I was just like, of course I'm going to give you credit. Let me grab his link. Where did it go? Twitter.com. What the heck? Why is this always so difficult? The song is called In Doge We Trust. I mean, the song just slaps. It's not really a reflection of, in my opinion, for me, showing you guys, it's not really a reflection of Doge or anything. Here it is. But the song's pretty nice. Let me link his Twitter. I'm going to put it in the chat. I do believe it's in the video description below. So go ahead and check him out. There, it's in the chat. There's his Twitter. It's twitter.com/bassjack. Jackers. So I'm going to crank this. I like this tune. It's been in my head. A little Doge. Where did my chart go? I lost my chart. In Doge, we trust. In Doge, we trust. In Doge, we trust. Doge, Doge, Doge. Pump the house. All right. Vote away. ADA in the lead. You can't let ADA win. It always wins. Pick something else. Too low. How's that? There we go. Yeah, I think that song is awesome. Sorry if the volume was too low. Sorry if that was too low. Hopefully you heard it. I can always put it on again. I'll drop his link one more time. It's just twitter.com/bassjackers. I think that, I love it. It might not be your style of music. It's my style of music. A little housey, a little dubby. Some wubs. I don't know what I did with my other chart, so where this is going to have to do. We'll just try to put it right back on here. There we go. So we may, maybe seeing some support hold here. This isn't quite convincing to me yet. Not yet. Usually I'm not looking at the 382. Usually. I'm going to turn that song. I want to listen to it one more time, but I'll turn it down so it's not super loud and you can hear me. There we go.
Once upon a time, a Doge named Kabos.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right, so we don't typically look at the 382. It's not typically where we're looking for retracement. We said, but we had this consolidation here. So that does give it a little more strength. I'm still not convinced by this one green candle in the 5-minute. Typically, we look for the 0.5 or the 618 golden pocket below. Let's see. Alright, let's end the poll. Who won the poll? Please not ADA. We gotta look at ADA, but it's just, I hate that it wins every time. It feels lame. Doesn't make it fun. Yeah, Ethereum. That's right. 32% on Ethereum with 170 votes. Oh yeah. In Doge, we trust. In Doge, we trust. I don't even trust in Doge. I just like this song. In Doge, we trust. Honestly, though, they should get my vocals over this track. In Doge, we trust. We trust. Hate this song, gotta leave. Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. I won't put it on again. I love this song. We all have different music tastes. I won't play it again, I promise. Can you hear me with this song this loud? By the way. Song's a banger, that's right, Kato. It is. But we all have different music types, so. No judgments. Lots of people here. Alright. 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 Oh, you don't like Doge? The song's just a song. It's just the song, man. Hendrick. That's right, buddy. These are some rolling tunes. Oh, yeah. You have a dog in your picture. Put that in as the intro. We could do that. What's up, Hageki? What's up, Hodel? No name. Adrian. Hex Hodel Mang. Welcome back. Vesemir, my brother. Ghost of GG. Flip Marvin. Dude, I love crypto art. Like crypto art, crypto music. If it's good. I don't love it just because it's crypto. But I love it if it's good. That's why I wanted to put this out there for everybody. What's up, Aston? Heather, of course. Renee Silva, the man himself. QT, what's up, dude? Live Art. Abakar. Who else is here? Razvan. Howie Sini Nuri. I don't know, I can't say it. Ethereum's in the lead, guys. It's 32% Ethereum. We only have 202 votes. 88 not too far behind. XRP not too far behind. I'll leave that open for a little bit. What's up, Crypto Shock? Ryan Hall. What's up, dudes? David. What's up, David B? Good to see you, man. I don't know if you're leaving. You said peace, but thanks for stopping by. Bing. Wolf Crypto 1 has subscribed. Amir Ben Sira D Runs YouTube account and Ryan McLaughlin subscribed during this live stream. Thanks, guys. Great to have you. Great to have new fam members. If you're watching, make sure you smash that like button. You've subscribed, you've enabled notifications, hit that bell, and join the Discord. Oh, that's good, David. It's good to have you here. There we go. Throw out all those. And check out the Patreon. Let's look at what alerts did I get recently. We're going to take a peek at that while we wait for this poll to wrap up. Ooh, KCS. KCS. Wait. Why did I get an alert on KCS? It didn't break a new high. Also, why is there nothing on this chart? That's weird. In Doge, we trust. That's going to be in my song. It's just going to be in my head all day. All day. In Doge, we trust. All right, KCS. This is not my chart. Let me pull up my real chart. In Doge, we trust. All right, let me pull up my real chart here. We're taking a peek at KSC. Oh, I see why. It's because when you... This is the stupidest thing set up by TradingView. It's like when you click anything, when you're on a chart, it does look like we're going for 618, maybe a 0.5 here. This might be a little bouncy. Might have found support. When you click anything, it like replaces the chart you're on. So I'm actually gonna have to open up KCS. There we go. KCS. I see why an alert went off. Things are getting spicy. $14.50. This is Qcoin's thing. It's token. I don't own any for transparency. But we've been watching this for a while. We called live of 1450 back here in July, the end of July. That's right, it's early July. It hit. We retraced to support. Man, we nailed this, didn't we? Had a little trouble at our golden pocket, so narrating this. Target hit. Didn't quite pull back to the golden pocket, but hit to support. Moved to the golden pocket again, higher low. And we've retested that $14.50. This is the pattern we were talking about on Bitcoin today. Flat top. You can even bring it back to here with your lows coming up. That's a very bullish pattern. Today we have traded above 1450, above support, or above resistance. That is a higher high. Ever so slightly a higher high. I'm not convinced here yet. We're going to look at a few of these indicators and things. Not convinced here yet. We see a lot of wicking above these supports. What's going to come down to today, though this actually looks very bullish right here, is do we close above 1450? Close this candle above 1450 today on KCS, and you're looking for a retest of the all-time high, $18.75. That'd be pretty nice. That'd be pretty nice. If we look to the upside, if we look farther, we look higher. Say we break that all-time high, because we're seeing other coins do it. We can make some much crazier targets. Right here. Actually, I'm going to stick with the one I have here first. If we break back to the all-time high at 1875, I'm looking for 27.26. That's our extension target from our most recent retracement. So it makes sense. I think all it's going to take is that close today. So this is interesting. I don't care about this coin, but I love charts. And this chart has some interesting stuff on it. Let's see what we got. Money flow is okay, but actually still pretty healthy on the daily. Momentum on the MACD, very odd. Very not great looking. However, I don't really even have a however. That's just weird looking. We may end up with, if we get that close, if we get what we're looking for, we may just end up with a faking out candle. It does look like it rolled over, or was looking to roll over. Then we got this little pop. Yep. Today's close, it's all going to come down to that right here. Today on KCS. Close above 1450. You're looking for 1875 pretty easy. RSI, nice bounce off the 50 here on the daily. Haven't really moved back to overbought territory. Could be more bullish, but we haven't set a new all-time high. It's not at its most bullish right now. This chart is looking good. Looking actually very good. Weekly support is just below, and we've back tested it. Actually, this is like a mega bullish now. Well, not mega. This is looking rather bully now. Weekly support right here. July 5th, July 12th. We saw a rejection. We found support on our weekly here at $8.61. So we've rejected from resistance, bounced from support. Last week closed above weekly resistance. This week back tested it, and now we're back above. That's a bullish setup. That is really putting the probability at retesting that high. Really. Oh, I misspoke, by the way. The all-time high was 20 bucks. Our weekly resistance is at 1875. That's going to be a bigger player, in my opinion. But this weekly, highly looking for it. It's looking for 1875. Momentum is up and continues up. Beautiful. Money flow, beauty. Wow, gorgeous. Gorgeous waves of money flow. Higher high on our RSI on the weekly. Still has a long way to go. Man, only one way to cut this chart. Probability leaning towards them bulls. Leaning. Wow. That's a bullish chart. Watch this into the close today. 3 hours to go. 3 hours to go. What we could very likely see, and I think this would be a stronger trade, is say we get that close. You might breakout trade it. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't like breakout trades. I think they're stupid. But you might get a test that 875 and then a pull back to back test that resistance. That would be a prime level, a prime series of actions to look to take a position, to make a calculated trade. Reject from resistance, backtest as support. This has been tested over and over again as resistance, so it would make a very pretty support. Could offer us a great entry. These 4 hours just dancing on it. I dig it. What other alerts did I get? Storm, we already looked at it. Crow people wanted to see, and, well, Crow actually, I got an alert on it, so we're going to look at it. Whoops. Getting crunk off. Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Ooh, Crow. Hello, Crow. Hello. In Bitcoin or against Bitcoin in valuation. In Bitcoin pair, reaching back up for July's high. Looks like it aiming for that 400 sat area.
Can you take a look at Crowbro when you get a chance? Been pumping rocket also link.
Sure can.
Beginning reversal. Was a good looking chart.
Nice. Well, psychically, I'm already looking at Crow. Thank you, man. Thank you, Sadageki. Appreciate you. We'll look at Crow. Love this. We saw Ethereum do this against Bitcoin. We saw Crow do this against Bitcoin. Ethereum, it led to a solid breakout. What that is essentially established support, then began trading in a tight channel sideways, and then broke to the upside. 414 sats above us against BTC as resistance. Above that 500, we're not even going to use our measured move tool here. Man, I'm still looking for that 800. Still looking for like 900 to 1,000 here. But things are looking much better in its Bitcoin valuation. Oh, beautiful. This is what TA dreams are made of. Using our extension tool, which we don't need to use because we have resistances above us. But we can use it to build confidence in what we're seeing. Using our tool, our measured move, our 2 Fibonacci extension is exactly at our 500, at our 500 sat resistance. That's where I'm looking. Absolutely. That's on deck. You can see these lows are rounding. How I see this playing out, probably a test, probably a higher high versus July. Some kind of pulling back, and then maybe you come back and you make a little touch to this consolidation level. Then you look to break to that 500. Odds are in the bullish favor there against Bitcoin for sure. Hard to look at it any other way. Momentum looking great. Money flow looking phenomenal. Crow actually looking to make moves now. Right on. You guys deserve it. Steve, shout out to you, brother. Steve never lost the faith. Let's see if Crow is following our macro pattern we identified many, many moons ago. So Crow USD, this is the dollar value of Crow. Let's see how it's looking. Oh yeah, we slayed it again. Is it really even surprising? Not really. A little consolidation on 200 before we got a bullish cross of the 20 and 200 daily moving averages on Crow at about 15.1 cents. Found support, broke its high. Now it's reaching. Now reaching for the stars. Let's take a look at where it is. Did our trade fill, actually? Did it fill or did it get stopped? Where did it go? Because it's not visible? Ah, that's why. Let's see, did it get stopped? Hey! There's another one. Count it, boys and girls. Live. A live. Created, planned, calculated, executed trade successful on this channel. Bravo. Bravo, everybody. Anyone who took this trade, pat yourself on the back. You took a almost 5-to-1 risk to reward trade, meaning you were risking a potential 3% drawdown for a 14.5% upside, and you did it because you're a champ. Well done. Beautiful. What really rings to me about this chart right now, God, that masterpiece is a masterpiece, is this. If we zoom out, there we go. If we zoom out, we see that pattern we're looking for on everything right now. This one's a little bit different. It's a little less perfect looking. But if we assume a flat top here, and we can probably take that in the 25 cent area up here. We see our lows coming up consistently. And we see 1, 2 tests of resistance, technically 3 of that level. We saw a higher low here. We saw a potential head and shoulders pattern paint out. It did not complete. We did not get our back test, so that does happen. But it did reverse. And now it's heading back up. I think this is painting out. I think this is painting out exactly as we imagined, exactly as we predicted. When we looked at it, I don't even remember when that was, a while ago. This looks like it's just following course, man. So you've moved through the golden pocket. Well, I see why I took that off, because it's hard to see everything else then. Through the golden pocket, what do you got on top of you? Where is the next stop? You're at 20 cents. That's a psychological level. Just under 21 cents is our 786 retrace. You know, this chart's gotten really busy because we've done a lot of work on it. So let's zoom out here. What do we have on the weekly? We're above weekly resistance. Next stop, 21.2. What's up, Ulysses? How have you been, bro? It's been a while. How's your rose doing? Do you still have it? Thank you for the 10 euros. Even better. Appreciate it. Appreciate. Crow, you closed above weekly resistance. This weekly, beastin' in beast mode. You got 21.5 cents above you as resistance. It's the last weekly resistance, right? There's nothing else. Nothing else above you. The odds of it testing that level, 21 to 21.5 cents. Very good. Extremely good. What's it look like on the weekly? Momentum just trucking up. Money flow actually not perfect, but doesn't seem to be interfering with anything. Yep, monthly resistance, weekly resistance. Really, it's all pointing at the same number. 21 cents to 21.5 cents. If you break it. Whew, if you break it, man, you're looking for 57.6, 91 cents, man. Those are some big gains. We're not there yet, but this chart does look really good. It looks just solid. Look at that. Give it no re-entry. That's what you see before big moves typically, is it doesn't give you the entry point. It just keeps slowly trending, grinding, looking real ugly. And then you get a boom. Right off 15-cent support. I think that's where our trade executed from, yes. Wonderful. If you did this spot, you could still be in the trade. I think the probability is leaning 20.9 cents, 21.5. Nothing necessarily says it has to stop there. I think macro, this coin looks amazing. I have some of it because I wanted the Crow card, but I've never traded it or anything. I just have it sitting in my Crow account. I have like $100 of it. Who knows what it's worth now, but that's a chart, man. That's a freaking flat-topped, beautiful bullish chart. I have nothing else to say about Crow. Nothing. That's it. Beautiful chart. Trade big W's. Above the 20 weekly. Above all your moving averages. It's great. All right, let's close that poll. Let's see who the winner is. Ethereum with 300 votes. Oh wait, my thing's frozen. I can't see how many votes it has. Let me reload chat. 360 votes. Ethereum. Looks like it is going to win. Sign the poll. Ring, tallying votes. Ring, ring. Well, there's our 5-minute TA, man. Right back to that golden pocket. Ooh, 5-minute faked out the rollover and now is almost going to give us a bullish signal. Just has to move above this golden pocket. 29% Ethereum, so that's what we'll take a look at next. Evening Sandra, Evening Tom, loving the tunes. Welcome. Welcome, Sandra, the London lady. I like it. It's good to have you here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's peek at Ethereum, you guys. Well, you guys demanded it, so I will deliver. Winning fair and square. Ethereum. By the way, guys, just a heads up. If the market is doing what I think it's doing, we're heading back into bull land. Prepare to see way more BTC pairs. We're going to be doing way more BTC pairs.
Hi Tom, will you look at Dot later? You're my fave streamer man.
What's up, Fixie? Fixie Hartman. You're my favorite Fixie that I know. Yeah, I'll definitely peek at Dot then. Let me pull it up so I don't forget. Organize these so I don't get lost. I have 2 Ethereum charts up. So I was just talking about this in Crow. So this is a very similar. This is a very similar pattern to what we saw in Crow BTC, Ethereum BTC. We saw just this kind of sideways channel, just consolidating very tightly, and then it broke up. That's just a touchback in the last chart we did. So Ethereum, FBTC, opened above its monthly resistance. That's wonderful. Very bullish. Very, very bullish. In this month, while it has not broken to a new high, we see that it has traded above monthly resistance. So the resistance it closed above was local. This is our historic. Wait, what am I doing? This is its historic resistance. This is from the 2017-18 bear bull market. This is likely very strong. We see 1, 2, now potentially 3 monthly candles testing it without really making progress to the upside. That's okay. That's okay. You set a new resistance, you broke it. Ethereum looks like it wants higher highs, man. I said it. I've been saying it. I don't think Ethereum's done for this cycle. I don't think Ethereum's high is in. We could see definitely much higher USD wise. And from this chart, it looks like versus Bitcoin. Last time we talked about it, we were really saying the same things. Not much has changed. This is a beautiful pattern, a little cupping. Beautiful cupping. We could even call this a cup and handle if we really wanted to on the macro. This could easily be identified as a cup and handle. Cup. Cup starts from January 2018. The handle started April 2021. Cup and handle. If you draw a little circle here on the resistance, and then what you want to do is draw some squiggly lines. Yeah, just a few more. Now you have your coffee cup. There you go. Now you'll remember it. Yeah, we can call that a cup and handle. For sure. 0.055 held as support. And now you're back up, man. Same targets. The only real targets above us for Ethereum that exist right now. 0.011. It's our monthly resistance. And then above that, there's a more imaginative target. And that's roughly 0.15. I believe the probability of Ethereum FBTC testing 0.11 or 0.109, very, very good. You can see these arrows were drawn here a while ago. The probability of 0.15, not as good, though realistic. 0.15 is where Ethereum's market cap overtakes Bitcoin's, roughly in that area. The flippening, as some would call it. Will that happen? It's possible. I think it's unlikely to remain up there, but it's possible. Those are the only 2 targets. It seems like 0.11, it's just a matter of time. It's not really an if question. It's more of a when question. I don't know when. So in USD, last month closed above monthly resistance. So if this were Bitcoin, Ethereum, so for Ethereum, that's 2776. That monthly resistance for Bitcoin is that 58.8 that we're looking for. Ethereum did it last month, closed high above, just up out in space, and now is looking for a retest of its all-time high, 4,384. Momentum was waning off, and boom, in August, took right back out, took right back to the skies, faked everyone out. This is uncommon on the monthly. You do not see that many fake outs on the monthly. In the bear market, you saw these two little fake out selling momentum candles and one additional, but in general, the monthly doesn't operate like that. So that was a pretty savage fake out. We want to see Bitcoin follow Ethereum's lead here. Money flow is not perfect on the weekly, but it is very positive. Momentum is up and continuing up. No signs of slowing. Similar to what we were saying earlier about BTC, we want to see Ethereum eclipse the previous high here on the histogram in May. If that happens, when that happens, that's when you're going to see it move above all-time high and start to make those parabolic gains likely. RSI is ugly. Who cares? Doesn't matter. There's just like nothing here. Looking at the weekly, you can see we're above the weekly resistance. We've closed above it. So that's true on Ethereum, BTC, and Ethereum USD. No matter how you look at it, Ethereum is not just above resistance, it's closed above resistance. And look at this beaut. Look at this beautiful pattern. You had a high, you retraced, you moved to the golden pocket. You just consolidated on the golden pocket, traded sideways, and then boom. Higher lows, boom, straight up to resistance. Closed above resistance. This chart's just great. Here's the only two ways it plays out, really. It could come back down. It could come back down to 33.15, test that as support, and then look for an upside move. I don't think that's the probable, though. You already closed above weekly, you already closed above monthly. You're looking to go into price discovery mode. That's really how I view this. I guess you have daily resistance, which really doesn't matter because you've tackled all the other levels at 4,179. You can see this arrow, boom. Patrons got this trade set up as well. Another reason to check it out. Before it happened. There we go. There's just not a lot here, man. Like, this is it. This is it. You've taken all the levels. We can say, oh, what about all of this and that? Nope, you've taken all the macros. You're chilling at the all-time high. I haven't seen rejection. I think Ethereum is really just waiting for Bitcoin. Ethereum, like we said, on the monthly, like on the quarterly, kind of farther ahead in its retracing. And so that's what we're looking for. I think we're looking for Bitcoin to break a break and Ethereum will follow. It'll take the lead. RSI is great. You do have bearish divergence on the daily here with RSI, but you're just trading sideways up here and overbought. That is the bull move, man. Daily momentum, maybe rolling over. We'll see how this daily closes. I think a lot of the market's looking at fake out candles here today. And money flow is just godly on the daily, man. Those lows. They just can't get money. No, just people aren't taking money out of this. Money's just flowing into this. You see this little divot right back, retest the high. It's wild. It's wild. Does that mean you should buy Ethereum today? We don't give financial advice here. In my opinion, as is true of everything I talk about, not just Ethereum, is, well, you don't buy green candles. You don't want to buy this. What you'd rather do is look for a retracement. You look for a retracement, wait for a pullback. It may not come, but there's lots of coins. Some of them are going to, some of them aren't. Ethereum has some pretty fancy pullback retracement levels. So our 0.5, just under 3,500. And our golden pocket, 33,260. Or 33,225. That was a really important level that we consolidated at. That would be a very strong level of support. That could be an amazing play. For someone with patience, could be an amazing play. Could do something like this. There's just, I don't know, man. This just looks great. I don't have anything else to say. I wish I had more to say about Ethereum. Maybe I'll look at like short time frames here. Similar structure to the BTC that we're seeing right now. Flat topping. That's what we're going to hope to see here in the rest of the day. And to get yourself a move to the upside. Not surprising. Indicator's not looking amazing here. But the hourly looking to roll over. From selling to buying. Whew. And just in time to save the 4 hour maybe. Bullish divergence on your lows. Dude, this chart just looks good. Just looks good. If you don't have patience, maybe you can play it this way. I wouldn't do this. I would not. I don't think that's a smart trade, but it could be done. Look to stop right around here, right below there. September 1st's high resistance was broken, was back tested. Not a bad spot to stop. That's actually not maybe a decent trade. It just has no patience, and I don't like trades without patience. Beaut. Straight green up is not TA. Oh yeah. You can't really TA something that's just straight up. That's why I have said that in the past. Dot. A new challenger. For Fixie Hartman, my favorite Fixie in the whole world. Dot looking decent. Following the TA, respecting the TA. We had a trade set up on Dot looking to go long at 10. We were looking to close that trade. I don't know where the original thing went. I should just replace it. Who cares? We were looking for 30, what? I think it was 29.79 to $30. We got it. We saw profit taking there. It's almost as if whales are watching. They are. Profit taking there. 23.59 held us support. Now we see a higher high, and I'm not a fan of that on the daily. Not a fan of these candles. This is a very ascending channel to me, but look at what we've been doing here in the market. Just all ascending channels. These are very tightly coiled. I would really honestly prefer that these were doing that to the downside and back testing the 200 as support. That would give a great entry. But right here, there's no entry on Dot. This is not the spot. The 200 daily, 27.90s. Funny. 27.90. That could be a great entry, but we don't have it. Is it RSI? Bearish divergence and bullish divergence. Okay. Money flow just looks exactly like Ethereum. That's good. That's very good. So what might lie next? What might be next? Yeah, well, you got 42. Got 42 up here. I don't remember where that's from, so we're going to pick it up. 42, 44 for weekly resistance. That's probably the next target, to be honest. I really think 27.69. I really think that's the entry. If it gets there, I might look to take a position. I have a little bit of Dot already, though, so probably maybe won't. You do have like this zone of resistance up here, 42, but man, you're so far in the retracement. You're way above the golden pocket here. You consolidated just like Ethereum. You have your weekly bullish kissing potential on your moving averages. This chart's looking beast. It's looking beast. Momentum's just continuing to grow on the weekly. $50. $50, man. That's what you're looking for. Might get this. That wouldn't look crazy. But you break 50 and you have some very big targets. 131 above you, and our measured move sitting just under 250. Just under 250. If Dot goes from $10 to $240, I'm just gonna quit. I'm just quitting life. I'll be out, moving to an island. This chart's great. Thank you, Pixie. Appreciate you, man. I don't really have too much to say about this either. Just straight up. We have our entry potential. Entering right now, not really a good idea. Sadly. Yeah. The whole market, man. The whole market's just getting spicy. I love it. I dig it. Do it like that. Oh, hello. Hello, Bitcoin. Hello. So we did manage to bounce the three. Wow. A very shallow retrace here. We almost never, we never really look at the 382. The only reason we did today is because of this consolidation. This looks bullish, man. This is looking bullish. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not convinced this is running today. I still see that flat top structure, and actually what I can really see this painting out as is this. I can really see that painting out as a diamond. It already has a bunch of the characteristics. Something like that. So that would suggest, maybe this doesn't go anywhere. Comes back down. Some sideways trading. That's what we want, though. At the beginning of the episode, we were talking, we've made this resistance area. We've broken it. And now we just want to see it consolidate. We just want to see it chill for a minute. Take a breather. Fuel back up the rockets. And that diamond pattern, that could be doing that. Yeah, that fits it so well already. In front of you. Yes. Nice deep retracement there. Hmm. Ah, 5 minute though. Maybe I'm wrong. The 5 minute looks angry. It looks like it wants more upside. Might need to take a chill first, but... Huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bullish divergence off that low. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How long have we been live? No idea. 330 likes. We're far from that 420, man. I don't know if we have it in us today. With 350 watching, I don't know if we can get 420 likes. What's the point of streaming, right? Can't get 420 likes. If you can't meme about your stream, what's the point? What's the point? There we go. I'm gonna link that video I put out again today. Guys, the thumbnail is awful. It's the worst thumbnail on YouTube. The title, maybe second worst title on YouTube. But the TA in that video, best TA on YouTube, period. Memes and streams. Link Eth trade. Oh crap, I forgot about that. It was even in the super chat, I just forgot. No. No, I didn't. You son of a bee. There we go. Rise. Another one. I need a button that just says another one. Another one. This was created live. Actually, this was only a few days ago. Start of September. Created live. Link. Chain link. Ethereum pair. We identified a potential bottom. We created a trade thesis. We looked to go long 007766. Stop just below the lows we had seen. This trade was masterful. At a 41 to 1 risk to reward. The downside, the drawdown, limited to 3.5%. Upside, we don't even know. We don't even know where this could go. I think the logical spots to look to take profit if you entered this trade. 0.01. Okay, be nice. Be a solid take. Let's see what that looked like. Oh, whoa. Nope. Why are you not? Alright, I can lock you. I forgot about that. But why can't I get to the one behind it? There we go. Let's see our other RRs. Because we might not want to hold it open that long. That might be a while. There we go. Roughly the same entry. So let's see. Just up to that 0.1. That's still an 11 risk to reward. 38%, 38.5% upside. That's a great trade. Even if you didn't want to do that. Even if it was like you're skittish. You're like, I don't want to hold on to this at all. I think it's, I don't know, gonna fall. Does not look likely right now. Even if you just played it to our first target. Oh, that's not it. To our first target, which would have already hit. You'd have had a 10% take. It's already hit. Boom. Next on deck, 0.1. You break that and things get silly. Then you start looking for some very deep retracements. 0.188, 0.2. 0.43 retest the high? Question mark. Either way, we slayed it. Shalade. Just another example of our live trades placed in stream. Just live. You know, no big deal. No big deal. The free money machine. Tom Crown, free money machine. That's beautiful, dude. If we snipe the bottom there and that goes back to like its previous high, I don't even know what I'll say. 4 hour just rolled over. Hourly looking strong AF. 2 hour a little sketchy. But still positive. Let's look at the 12. My computer's taking forever to load. That's not good. 12 is just rolling over now. Ooh. And then the daily just as when we were looking at it. Looking to roll over. That lower high gave it away. Or that higher low gave it away. It can be that easy sometimes. Wild. Congrats to anyone who took that trade. You are killing it. How long have we been live? 375 watching. Nice. And a nice 400. I think we had 420 today at peak. 420. 102 minutes. What time is it? 5 o'clock? Yeah. Litecoin. Retesting 227. Its monthly resistance, exactly as predicted. 271 or 272 above. Is it going there, though? Oh, the daily wants it. Daily wants it. Oof. And no bearish divergence. Holy moly. Well, we don't know if we'll get this, but we do have our 200 daily moving average overlapping with our support here. $193. I think the daily's gunning for higher. I think the daily is definitely gunning for that 272, but we could still get a pullback if we do. $200, 193, right at that 200 daily. That could be a great entry. I don't know. This thing's looking awesome. My butt trade. I'm gonna have to like quit trading and just be exclusively a butt trader. Just only have my phone open in my pocket and let it make trades without me noticing. Weekly money flow about to set a higher high. If it moves at all in this week to the green, Litecoin looking beast. Right on. What is happening? Is this real life? Is this the bull marketo? Probably. All right. I promised the lady I'd go hiking today, and you're going to want me to go hiking today. When I leave, Bitcoin loves to move. That's right. And the doubly good is if I go hiking with her, then if we get that breakout tonight, then we go back live again, and she won't get grumpy with me. Haha. All right, so we're going to cut it here. Make sure you've liked and subscribed, enabled notifications, but more importantly, get in the Discord. Make sure to verify. Guys, by what we saw today, it's very probable that we're going to go live again tonight. YouTube loves to shadow ban us. The only way that you're going to be able to find the stream if they do tonight is by being in the Patreon. Or by being in the Discord. You could be in the Patreon too. Being in the Discord, get in there. You get notifications. There's a bunch in there. We've just started airdropping coins. You get paid just to join. It's not a lot of money or anything, but maybe someday it will be. I don't know. So do those things. Do them. And as my parting gift, well, make sure you tune in next time we're live. As my parting gift, watch this video. Watch this video. It's in chat. Spammed it. Watch it. The thumbnail is stupid. It's clickbait. It's awful. I know. But the information inside of it, it is invaluable. And you won't find it anywhere else. Watch that video. Happy trades, fam. I'll see you tonight. Fingers crossed. Crown out.